Good to see you.
Alright there, Revenants, welcome back to Code Vein and the Road to 100, where today we start 69 stars. And the request that I was given that we'll do here for a little bit is that we will go through a solo run, and we will do everything by ourselves. However, we are going to visit some pretty powerful setups here as we run solo. So for the first part here, we are going to be fairly damage resistant. I won't say invincible of any kind, but we are going to have defensive order, and this has no bearing on our gifts. So Blast Bolt will do full damage, and Tranquil Slice and our weapon won't be necessarily a super effective here while we are having defensive order active, but we will have Iron Will and Royal Heart, so we should be able to dodge away from things most of the time, as well as having Iron Will, so we can take 25% less damage in our abilities here, and we can also bring along the Damarung for increase in our defense here. It'll go to about 37.5% damage reduction, which is pretty good when the two of these are active at the same time, so we can also use that. So what we are going to go for here is simply just a setup that allows us the ability to engage with the enemy while at the same time not really going for any kind of super crazy effective setups. It is simply survival at its best here, and our ability to actually create damage on the enemy while at the same time being able to maintain all of our health, as well as all of our damage output from gifting like that. Now it does seem kind of odd, like weapon doesn't feel very powerful, right? Because it is literally the first couple enemies in the game here, and we can't do too much damage because of defensive order, but that's completely fine and completely kind of on purpose. But as you see, 3840, there's no reduction in our damage from something like a dart gift or otherwise here, so we're able to use Blast Bolt to great effective ability here. And this here is where Blast Bolt comes in handy, as well as our ability to have a gift at range, as well as everything that we're doing here, because we can kill these guys at a distance while at the same time continuing to load up on Ichor here from these guys. And so because these are the first enemies in the game, Blast Bolt is, extra powerful here along the way. So that's very, very nice that we're able to use that to great effect here as we go along. And we won't really necessarily need to, think about, actually actually getting damaged at any point in time, because it's really about are we capable of recovering from an attack should we get hit. Now we don't really need to open up the door there because we're not in any kind of danger at this point, so we'll just go ahead and hop on down and move on with our lives here at this point. There's really no reason to stop, since the enemies through here are pretty forgiving at this point, and we're not in any kind of danger of having any kind of reset or anything like that at this point. So we'll just continue on, and you can see that we don't really have any Ichor troubles or anything here along the way. We do have everything pretty well handled here. And now this big boy, we will definitely go for defensive order, just to make sure that we have all of the ability here to make sure that we can put this guy down while at the same time not getting slapped in the face, because he is definitely the one fella that will make it miserable for us, all things considered. And so we'll go for a couple backstabs here just to upgrade our I-core here a little bit. And we do need quite a bit of I-core, all things considered. And I figured we would get hit at least once or twice here, so definitely worth it for us to, you know, take those hits and get our health back as well as our I-core. Okay, can't actually hit this guy. Okay, that's fine. We'll just take both of them down, no problem. And as you can see, those guys, they can definitely attack us and everything, but it doesn't really matter at all because, because we can get our health back and we're not taking almost any damage at all here along the way. So very, very good that is the case. Let's see if we can get a launch. Good. That's perfect. And with this guy, we'll send a blast bolt towards him. And as you can see, we can just continue destroying these guys along the way, no problem. And 5700 is a pretty good damage set, all things considered. I will take 5700 damage. Now you will notice during the Oliver fight that we don't have a significant superior amount of damage that we're going to be putting out, just because of the fact that we don't have the ability here to actually do any pierce damage, and so all we have is crush and slash, but we do have lightning, which is very, very nice, and so that is something that we will be leaning on pretty heavily during the fight, is blast bolt, because it does have the crush ability, or sorry, the lightning ability. And so here in this area, things do get a little bit squirrely, but it won't be, it won't be anything that we won't be able to overcome, because we will be able to do things like this, and we will be able to get a little bit of damage out from our blast bolt here, and we're able to pretty much dispatch enemies very, very quickly, very, very easily. Unfortunate that the big boy is already engaged here. That is pretty bad. Oops. Ouch. Okay, can't see. Okay, let's get this going. Ouch. Okay, we got some backstab action going here, so that's good. Can't see yet again. Somehow that guy hit me. Okay, and we'll go for a launch here on this guy. Definitely take him down. Okay. Okay, great. Can't see in these corridors here. Makes for a very, very difficult position to be in when you are up against the wall, trying to actually figure out what is happening and what attacks you need to defend against. But as you could see there, we really didn't have any real struggles, and we're right back to full health. So this setup is really, really great for mitigating all the damage coming in, while at the same time having the ability to regain all of the health that you are losing, regardless of how much health you're losing along the way here. Now versus Oliver here, it will be pretty beneficial to have what we have running here, except for the fact that we don't need health recovery on like parries and drain attacks and such. So what we can do is we can go for a little bit better tactics of having faster gifts and so on and so forth. So we're able to mitigate all of the problems here that we're running, and we can do very, very, very well even in that fight. So it will be very beneficial to us to kind of get rid of the two passives that we have and replace them for more beneficial setups. And so here with these guys, we don't really need to fight the big boy. We can just carry on our merry way here, and there's no point in fighting any of these fellas because we're already at 56 ichor. We can only go to 60, and we already have full health and everything, so there's no point in sticking around there, except if we wanted to get all of our gifts going here along the way, and that would be pretty beneficial. Let's go for Swift Destruction for a little more damage. Okay, and that's pretty good. So we get 10% more damage now, which will help us with the 25% reduction in crush damage that we get from Oliver. Okay. As you can see, we are pretty effective here versus Oliver. And we can get a lot of ichor back, which is nice. Because Oliver is not an incredibly difficult or complicated boss. He's just, you know, he's just in that sense that you absolutely need to pay attention to what's happening. Otherwise, you know, he can surprise you pretty quickly. Okay, let's go for a little bit more whoops. Let's go for a little bit more defense here as soon as our abilities here come off cooldown. Okay, there we go. And let's go in for a charge attack here. Okay. Good, and then we can go right back to some parries here, and you can see that we do not get ichor off of, or we do not get health off of the parries, even though they are drain attacks and such. So that is why we don't really need regenerative drain, but I wanted to show you guys. And we can just sit here and parry this fella all the time, which is great. Oh, he hit me. Okay, let's go for defensive order. Now what we can do is go for a charge drain, and that will bring back health. But as you can see, it's not really worth it. So let's go ahead and heal. And let's go ahead and heal one more time. Okay. Yep. And we'll just back up. We'll go for a little more damage there. 4189 is not so bad, but it is pretty bad, all things considered. Okay. Oh, and he's really enjoying that attack today. Okay. $429 is why you don't go for, you know, defensive order with a weapon buff. just because of the fact that you know, your damage is cut significantly down. And the formula I gave in the past was very accurate, and so it's really problematic when you want to actually try and do actual damage, but you're getting that multiplicative damage reduction, which is not what you want in a situation like this, where you are trying to actually, you know, put out damage on the enemy.
For now,
But
just take it easy.
but Tranquil Slice does very well even with Defensive Order up, and Blast Bolt is unaffected because this is a gift, and so we didn't really need this either. We could have gone for one-handed mastery, or we could have gone for Dark Impulse or something like that, or even Heroic Fang, or another good one would have been Deft Parry for Oliver. But just to show that Regenerative Drain doesn't do anything for parries, which is unfortunate in boss fights, because that would be a great way to load up on health, and that would be pretty incredible. But otherwise, that'll be Oliver for today, and kind of a setup here for a personal 1v1 kind of setup as we go through. And as we get into the parking deck next, we'll have the same kind of setups and everything, where we will be single, solo, going along the way by ourselves here. And all of our builds through this 69 stars will be alone, and we will be on the lookout for some pretty interesting build setups that we can do by ourselves. And then the next star will be a little bit different completely than what we are doing here. So still got lots set up and planned for, but it's very nice that if we have Iron Will and the Damarung, as well as Royal Heart, you'll notice that Oliver was hitting us at certain points. We were able to just walk away instead of actually being hit by anything and being staggered to the point of taking a second hit. So very good there. And Defensive Order definitely was helping us out, having that much higher defense. Here you can see that we are at 59 slash 52 crush and 56 pierce. When we use Defensive Order, this goes to 69, 62, and 56. We basically get 10 across the board here for our defenses, which is very good. So we have most of the damage mitigated, and then all of the damage that is getting through is getting a 25% reduction. So if somebody is hitting us for 1,000, we'll only take 750, which is great. And then if we have the Damarung active as well, we take even less. So very good setup here for a single player type encounter. But that'll do it for me today. And thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.